Hi everybody, this is Marisol Ontiveros, and I'm here to give you a lesson plan about suffixes. I made this a little bit ago, so bear with me if I'm I'm just glancing at it. But this is about suffixes, and basically, you have all your academic objectives right here. I'm going to be having the students use the suffixes to create new words. They're going to learn what a suffix is. They can use the word parts and outside sources with their dictionaries to define new words. And in this lesson plan, I've actually already taught this lesson plan, but for future references, I will have a huge practice worksheet of sentences with suffixes that the students will complete. And during the lesson, I will have like a big poster, or on the printing board, it will show what a suffix means. And yes, here listed is all your Common Core standards, basically everything from the California standards. And the activities that I'll be doing are going to be the Think, Pair, Share activity. I will have a music video engagement activity in the very beginning. It's 2 minutes, really quick. I will not be showing it in this little lesson plan, but when I do give the lesson to the students, they will be able to see it. It's just a quick little video that goes through everything on what a suffix is, and it's engaging and fun for the students. And I will also have a hand raising activity, unscrambling of words, a practice worksheet, and a thumbs up and thumbs down activity. And over here I have some adaptions for the learners. Basically, in a typical classroom, you might have a couple of focus students. I have 2 that I have written. The first one, it's for the student to help retain the meanings of unfamiliar words. So hopefully I can build each sentence. I can have a student repeat it several times privately to me in case the student is shy, kind of get them out of the main group of the other students working with them. Or if I have like an ADHD student or a student who maybe needs his work to be completed half now and half maybe later, just to fold the paper in half, I feel like, for the homework portion of this lesson. And this method is formative assessment and just learning about suffixes and word parts for the students. This is preferably 3rd grade. So in the very beginning, as the teacher, I'll be informing the students, when they can come sit at the lesson table. If it is a smaller group, I'm used to teaching this lesson plan in like 10 to 15 students. And during the end of the lesson, hopefully each student knows what a suffix is and examples of a word that has a suffix. So before beginning the lesson, I will definitely be telling the students what the objective is, which is basically what a suffix is and an example of a word that has a suffix and what they will be gaining at the end of this lesson. So I will have them do a Think, Pair, Share, where, each, preferably 2 students, get together and they think about their own answer to the question that I asked them. And then, I will randomly select students to share their pair's answer in front of the class. And so after showing the video or before, I'll have a discussion on suffixes and their meanings. I know it might be a little tedious to go over the lesson, but it's actually a really fun lesson with the kids. They really like it. And during the through, I'll be reading a book that the students are required to read, and there are numerous language arts books. This one I chose Kids to the Rescue. It's really fun. It's about firefighters, and during the reading, we will read it as a group with all the students together in choral reading, and the students will raise their hand every time they come across a suffix in the reading. So each time the student raises their hand, I will ask the student the meaning of the suffix word, and they'll tell me the word and what it means. And I'll encourage the students to use the suffixes full and less to help them determine each word's definition. Usually in the beginning, I have like a huge poster board that elicits what all the different endings of the suffixes mean. So if the students get confused, they can quickly look to the poster board or the word wall and help determine what those words mean. So following the ending, let's see, sorry, my very introduction of it. Hopefully by then, the students will have sufficient time to create their own words and a think, pair, share activity to help put together their own 3 suffix words. That usually goes by pretty smoothly, and by then they will have a practice worksheet of sentences from the story. So like to make sure they're paying attention to the story, and also they'll write a clear definition of each suffix question, followed by 2 sentences with the suffix word. Sorry, this suffix is a big tongue twister. And so the first question, I will do it as a class, so hopefully none of the students are confused. And then they will progress individually or in a pair by themselves. And I will definitely be monitoring the class to see who needs help and who's on task, and so on and so forth. And so each student, they'll be called upon to go over their answers, and everybody can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down to show me if they all have the same answer. And also in a flipped classroom, I can do a lot of these activities outside, hopefully to have it better to be in a different environment. Some students need to just take a break but still be on task. So we can complete it outside, and we can also do a lot of these things like half in the classroom and half online, so they don't have to actually be in the classroom. They can submit all their worksheets and answers of homework online. And basically for the think, pair, share activity, where they complete a practice worksheet in partners, they can do it as a project, and it can be completed in a couple of days later. So it can turn into like a project with different suffix words. And basically that is my lesson. I have the beyond, the and the into and the through. It might sound a little tedious, but I have to admit, doing it with the kids, it is very fun. And just being engaging and friendly, always with the 3rd graders and professional, is always key. And so I hope my lesson wasn't too boring for you and you learned something. Thank you.